Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CoculesNation. My name is Secret Agent Nixon Cocules. I'm the founder and the director of the Cocules Industry Spy Network and the CoculesNation. These are two pieces of writing software you see in front of you. One of them has been covered quite a bit, which is the one on the right. The one on the left, not so much. But for today, I will actually be covering the one on the left, a little something called novelWriter. Now you may be asking, Nixendoig, what the heck are you even on about? Don't worry, I will explain what the heck this is. I will go ahead and bring this to workspace. I'll do workspace 5. Now, novelWriter. This is a piece of free Libre open source software. It is under GPL 3, and it is designed with writing fiction. This is specifically targeted towards fiction writers, and these fiction writers specifically using Markdown. This is a Markdown-like editor, as you can see with this sample project I have over here. I just made the sample project not too long ago, but this is something I did not create, but I thought I would use this and probably show it off that way. I even have another project that I'm working on as well, which also includes most of these little things that you see here. So it's not such a big deal. Now, if you are somewhat familiar with Markdown, you should be fine with basically making these in Markdown. But if you really want to know how it works, hit Shift and F1. You'll get the user guide for this piece of free and open source software, and you'll want to read how it works and essential information with formatting your text. These two are going to be required reads so you can know exactly how you can format your text properly. And no, I have looked. This piece of software, as far as I'm aware, does not support drop caps right now for version 2.5.2, but maybe that could potentially be added in a future update. There are some recommended reading things over here, which are project views and the editor and the viewer. It basically gives you all the information you need in this 109-page document. It's a PDF after all, so it's not such a big deal. And I will go ahead and do some of this stuff, so I'll do Control Shift and W to close the current project. I will actually go ahead and make a new one. It's going to be a fresh project, and I'm going to do location notes and whatnot. And let's go ahead and add the example notes as well. We'll go ahead and create that. Now, obviously, you have this title page. You will be given a title page for the novel. I will go ahead and create a new novel chapter. I'll just call it new chapter. And then I'm going to make a scene within that specific chapter, like so. And I think I should be all right with that. So here's the new chapter and whatnot. It's not a big deal. This thing here denotes the title of the novel, and normally you will want to use these two and then by your author name. If you add in your author name, the name you go by, or your pen name if you will, if you put that into the author section, this will be added in by default. But since I didn't do that, I had to add it in, which isn't a big deal. Now, when it denotes with two hashtags, that's the start of a new chapter. Over here is the start of a new scene. Now, I'll go ahead, go down a couple lines. You could do this, which denotes a soft scene break. Or if you want to do this, it will denote a hard scene break. Hard scene break. So that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea behind some of it. Now, of course, you'll be able to use things like your bold. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Just like that. So we got some bold here. Now, if you want italics. Oh, now that I think about it, to do italics, I think you want to do this. So if I do that, there it is. Right? Oh, hold on. I can just reload this. I can reload that. Now, if you want to do bold italic, I believe you're supposed to do I think you're supposed to do something like this. So there's your bold italic. Nothing special there. Now again, we'll go ahead into the documentation. I'll do formatting. Text formatting shouldn't be that bad. There is syntax highlighting that is, let's be real, it's actually supported in this type of thing. And if we go down, there's title, there's all this. This is for novel documents, indicating a new partition. And yes, you can even make multiple novels in one novel project. And I'm sure that could be utilized quite a bit. This is designed to indicate the start of a new chapter. Level 3 is designed to start a new scene, where this starts a new chapter. This is a section, a sort of scene break. This means it's to be used for novel or notes for the main title. This will basically use different styling and excludes the title from a LibreOffice table of contents. I wonder if you could actually do some stuff with LibreOffice and put that in there. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if there's even Vim support, because I don't think so, but I don't mind not having Vim support. This one basically has an untitled or unnumbered chapter. So you could do that. This also denotes a hard or soft break. The space after the hashtag or the exclamation mark, you have to use that. And that's what I did over here. Something like that on that front. But I would actually recommend 2 spaces after it. I'll just go ahead and do that. This is so the color changes and you can do correct formatting. So you'll probably want to do, for things like this, you'll potentially want to do a 2-space rule. That's apparently one of the practices in Markdown. And I've done some Markdown before, so I kind of know what this is talking about. I'm going to go to hard and soft scene breaks. You'll know what these are. You can do paragraphs with Control K and space if you want a space. So for example, if I go, I'll do 25 kilograms, so Control K space. And then if I do this, you'll see that right there. Or for example, I will do 100 milliliters. So there's that. You get the idea. And here's your italic, here's your bold, and here's your strike through if you need strike through. And make sure that if you have a space, you do not use that space, because that would be invalid. Same with, for example, over here, you don't want any spaces between these two. And as I did with the bold italic, you need the italic underscore as the inner wrapper. This will end up being the outer wrapper, if you will. And then of course you've got some short codes here. So for example, I'll go ahead and do the BB code type deals here. Then I'll do bold text, reset that, there's your bold, right? If you want to do italicized text, there it is. You could basically use BB code opcodes, so nothing special there. Strike through, I didn't do strike through here. So if I do strike, I will go ahead and pull that off. Then here it's going to be S. And of course, that as well. I can't type right now. So there's that. To underline text, if you want underline, there's actually not much you need for underlining. But if you do want to underline your text, that's going to be the U opcode. This is going to be the underline. I'll just show you here, just like that. Let's actually make that capitalized for this demonstration purposes. If you want highlight text, as you see in the manual, it's going to be the M opcode. blammo. And then there is a superscript, which means it goes above. And then subscript means it goes below. So I will go ahead and do something. For example, e to the power of 10. If I do sup, like so, and reset this, there is your mathematical expression. And then let's obviously go ahead and do the scientific thing for water, so that will be sub. And then there you go. And these can be used anywhere within a paragraph, even the middle of a word. This can be combined for complex stuff. So for example, if I did this over here, I'm going to copy that, place that there. Well, I can potentially bold and italicize it. I can bolden and italicize that. So there you go. I could literally just embolden it as well. And there you go. You see where I'm getting at? Then, of course, we got to do this. There you go. And then I think you can even strike through that. Oh yeah, you can certainly strike through that. Though it's gonna look a bit strange, so I probably wouldn't do that. It's weird. But you get the idea here. It's even available in the format menu under the editor toolbar. So that would be over here? Yeah, that would be over here. There's a lot of things. And of course, you can take a look at more. This is chapter 9, added in version 2.2. Oh, this was added in version 2.2. This one was added in version 2.5. So there's your comment text. Comments are denoted by a singular percentage sign. That doesn't show up at all. Oh, it kind of does. It kind of shows up here. But a synopsis, I'll go ahead and do the same thing. And then blammo, there's your synopsis there. Your short, well, you could do the same thing here. Hopefully you're starting to get the idea. And this will include footnotes and how to use them in the text. That's section 9.7, which is over here. And this was added into version 2.5. Ignored text. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. If I want to ignore something, there is the syntax for that, which will be this. If I am not mistaken, it will be ignored. Yeah, so this does get ignored. If you add in the tilde right after, it should be very easy. Now if you want to align text, you could do right align, you could do left align, you could do centered, doing left indented, right indented, so I'll do here, and then left and right indented, it's just this. And if we do that, that is looking a bit strange right now. If I just go ahead and place that over here, you'll see exactly what I am talking about. Though, if anything, it's kind of strange. But that's not the it's not the biggest deal. But you get the idea. Let's go ahead and bring you back. Then there are line breaks over here, which isn't a big deal. Vertical space and page breaks. This is kind of advanced stuff. And then keyboard shortcuts. Got a lot of keyboard shortcuts here. This is a very, I guess, well explained piece of documentation. And all for literally one piece of free and open source software. You've apparently got some things over here: managing projects, how it works, and editor in the view. Or formatting. What am I even thinking? Well, who cares? We get the idea here. Let's go ahead and leave. Now, I would use novelWriter if you are a pantser in the fiction writing community. I just so happened to be a pantser myself in this community, but I hadn't released anything. I've been doing my writing for fun. Now, if you are a plotter, basically meaning you want to plan everything out, I don't blame you if you do this. I personally won't plot because plotting is just not a good idea. I have pretty much pantsed since I started writing for fun. Again, not even releasing anything. Now, Manuskript is designed with the snowflake method of writing. Now, there is an article on this that you can take a look at below, and it'll basically go through the snowflake method. But I will go ahead and actually find Manuskript right over here. Now, this is designed with writers in mind. You can do fiction and nonfiction with Manuskript, although most authors who use Libreware will primarily be using LibreOffice Writer because there are just some things you can do with a word processor. Not a lot of people would use AbiWord. I have experimented with AbiWord because obviously Vim-like key bindings are my thing. And there's a lot. You like to organize and plan everything before writing? The snowflake method can help you grow your idea into a book. There's a process you can go with an environment which is pretty cray. I'm not gonna lie there. Then there's a quick fix. There was an issue with Windows crashes. But otherwise, Manuskript is absolutely fantastic. You can even import and export, such as with EPUB, ODT, DocX. They are available in Manuskript if you install Pandoc. Well, I think I already have Pandoc installed, so we should be okay with Manuskript. But this is for the plotters in the writing community. If you want to plan everything out. I don't like planning everything out, which is why I'd rather use novelWriter. If you are a plotter, but like the Markdown stuff, you could potentially use novelWriter after, of course, you use this to plan everything out. It is pretty insane with how things could go for the most part. But I haven't really messed with this a little bit, so I will need to do that off camera. But that being said, I am out of time for today's video. Thank you, and good night.